Hi everyone, I'm Rajitha, working as an Assistant Professor of Artificial Intelligence and Data Science Department in SNS College of Engineering. Today, we're going to see about frequency distribution in descriptive analytics. In frequency distribution is way to organize raw data into a table that shows the frequency of various outcomes in a data set. It helps to simplify complex data sets by grouping values into classes or interval, making patterns easier to detect. And the problem is grade 75, that is for a data set of students grade something 85, 90, 75, 85, 80, and 90, 95, 75, 80, 85. The frequency distribution as follows: grade 75 is 2 occurrence, grade 80 is 2 occurrence, and grade 85 is 3 occurrence, grade 90 is 2 occurrence, grade 95 is 1 occurrence. So, absolute frequency, the number of times a value appear in a data set. Relative frequency is the proportion of the total occurrence represented by a specific value. And the cumulative frequency is a running total of frequency as you progress through the data set. In used for qualitative data, its example eye color, blue, brown, green, etc. And ungrouped frequency distribution is nothing but is listed with its corresponding frequency. For example, test score of 10, that is 7 appears 3 times, 10 appears 2 times. And the group frequency is data is organized into class or intervals. Examples: test score in range 0 to 10, 11 to 20. And the components of a frequency distribution table is class intervals for grouped data, frequency is how often value occurs, cumulative frequency is sum of frequency up to a point, relative frequency is percentage of total frequency, and class boundary is low and upper limit of classes. And how to construct a frequency distribution is collect raw data, determine the range of the data, decide the number of classes, calculate classes with, create intervals, tally the data, and count the right frequencies. For example, ungrouped frequency distribution, that is some raw data, that is 4, 2, 4, 5, 3, 4, 2, 5, something 3, 1. That the values are splitted, and class interval is, that is 0 to 10 and 11 to 20 and 21 to 30 and 31 to 40. Then the cumulative frequency is it's nothing but shows frequency less than or equal to a certain value, and shows frequency greater than or equal to a certain value. And graphical representation of frequency distribution is histogram and frequency polygon, and a bar graph and pie chart. Histogram was bar chart is nothing but a feature is gaps and use, and the histogram is gaps is no gaps between bars, and bar graph is gaps between bars, and uses is frequency distribution. Bar graph is comparison of categories, and classes boundary with classes limits. Class limits define the range of value for a class. Class boundaries correct gaps in continuous data. For example, if classes is 10 to 20, boundaries may be 9.5 to 20.5. Midpoint or class mark midpoint at the lower limit and upper limit divided by 2, and used in calculation for mean and standard deviation in grouped data. And application of frequency distribution is market research, quality control, weather data analysis, demographics, and education performance analysis, financial and data analytics. Limitation of frequency distribution is choosing inappropriate class with class mislead can lead to loss of detailed information in grouped data and not suitable for small data sets. And software for frequency is Microsoft Excel, Python, R, SPSS, SAS. They help quickly build tables and visualization. And advanced is biovariate frequency distribution, frequency based on two variables, multivariate distribution and two-way tables. It's a frequency based on more than two variables, and two-way table is representation of biovariate frequency distribution, and the measure from frequency distribution is mean, median, mode, standard deviation. Interpreting frequency distribution is skewness, modality, kurtosis, and spread and central tendency. And the real-time example is a teacher collect example score for 100 students and prepare a group frequency distribution to understand performance pattern. This helps her identify whether the exam was too hard, too easy, or just right. And the conclusion is frequency distribution are a fundamental part of data analysis and statistics. They provide a basis for almost all types of statistical reasoning and visualization. Understanding and constructing frequency distribution table is essential for anyone dealing with data. Thank you.